Good morning and thank you for tuning in to another installment on this day with Christy. Howdy. Today is Friday, July 31st, 2026. This being Friday, we recap what we talked about on Monday and Wednesday and learn some new stuff along the way about today. That being said, let's hop in our magic van, throw on some tunes, and go for a ride. We began our recap on Monday. In 1966, the Spice Girls' debut single, Wannabe, hit number 1 in the UK. It spent 7 weeks at the top of the charts after topping the charts in 22 countries and shifting more than 6 million copies worldwide. Wannabe later bagged an Igor Noel Award for Best British Written Single and was named Best Single at the Brits. In 1986, Queen was one of the first Western bands to perform behind the Iron Curtain in communist Eastern Europe. They played in front of approximately 80,000 people. Jealous. In Budapest. The date which the film was released as Hungarian Rhapsody, Queen Live in Budapest was a stop on their Magic Tour. See, even they had a magic van. And in 1981, singer Fleetwood Mac siren Stevie Nicks released her debut solo album, Belladonna. She brought in Jimmy Levine and Tom Petty to produce the record. The set yielded 3 U.S. hit singles, including Stop Dragging My Heart Around. In 1968, the immediate aftermath of the Mamas and the Papas split, Mama Cass Elliot stepped out as a solo artist with her debut single, Dream a Little Dream of Me. It was a hit on both sides of the Atlantic. In 1985, the Eurythmics, how long has it been since you heard that word, soared to number 1 spot on the UK singles chart with There Must Be an Angel Playing With My Heart, taken from the duo's 4th album, Be Yourself Tonight. The track featured Stevie Wonder's Motown legend, proved to be their song chart-topping record in their soul chart-topping record in the UK. Sorry, my tongue got caught in front of my IT, so I couldn't see what I was saying. Anywho. In 1976, Tina Turner petitioned for a divorce from her husband and musical partner, Ike Turner, citing irreconcilable differences. In the 80s, the singer reinvented herself as a pop rock diva. Now it's time to head over to Monday's Factoids. It was known as Walk on Stilts Day and Take Your Houseplant for a Walk Day. Alrighty then. In 2013, around 2,000 prisoners escaped from Qufita prison in Benghazi, Libya. I'm sorry guys, my throat is swollen, so bear with me please. Thank you. In 2012, Queen Elizabeth II of England declared the 30th Olympics opened in London, England. They surprised the audience when they stand-in for the Queen parachuted in with James Bond help, and she went skydiving in. Well, wasn't her, but her stand-in went skydiving in, which is pretty cool. In 1999, Tony Hawk landed the first 900 on a skateboard at the 5th annual X Games in San Francisco. The 900 is a dangerous 2.5 revolution spin off of a vertical ramp. In 1982, the musical Little Shop of Horrors premiered on Broadway at the Orpheum Theater in New York. In 1962, Martin Luther King Jr. was jailed while performing a public prayer at the City Hall in Albany, Georgia. In 1940, Billboard magazine started ranking sales of recorded songs. In 1586, had to see how far our magic van could take us. Tobacco arrived in England for the first time. It was brought in from Virginia by Sir Walter Raleigh. There's a tale says that one of his servants, who was smoking a pipe, had thrown water on him, believing his face was on fire. Anyway, it's time to head to Wednesday, July 29th. On music history, in 1966, John Lennon was interviewed by Datebook, in which he controversially said about the Beatles were bigger than Jesus now. Protesters condemned the Fab Four and publicly burned all their records. In 1974, 32-year-old singer Mama Cass Elliot died in London from heart complications. She had performed with a group called Mugwimps. In 2019, rapper Lil Nas X made chart history when his infectious single Old Town Road spent 17 weeks at the summit of the Billboard Hot 100. Excuse me. In 1966, Bob Dylan lost control of his 500cc Triumph Tiger motorcycle in Woodstock, New York. His rear wheel seized up. He was thrown over the handlebars, broke several vertebrae in his neck, and his near-death experience made him more reclusive. Next, we moved on to factoids for Wednesday. It was International Tiger Day as well as Rain Day. I like both of those. In 2025, 65,000 fans gathered in London to celebrate the Lionesses' winning the Euro 2025 soccer championship. In 2022, the first monkeypox deaths outside Africa were recorded in Brazil and Spain. In 1976, David Berkowitz, otherwise known as Son of Sam serial killer, shot his first victims. Berkowitz walked up to two young women in the Bronx at 1 a.m. and shot at them without provocation. Donna Loria died instantly while her friend Jody Valente lived to tell the tale. In 1968, Pope Paul VI declared the prohibition of birth control. On this day, the Pope issued the encyclical called Humane Vital, meaning of human life. In 1928, the screening test of Walt Disney's Steamboat Willie occurred, featuring Mickey Mouse. And we're going to push our time machine again. In 1836, the Triomphe in Paris became the world's largest triumph arch at 164 feet tall. Now it's time to hop in our magic van and head to Friday. Hey, that's today. On this day in music history, in 1964, 40-year-old singer-songwriter Jim Reeves perished in a plane crash in thick fog while traveling from Arkansas to Nashville. The Texas-born artist topped the Billboard country charts for the first time in 1953. By the end of the decade, he changed his style, preferring soft singing, easy listening ballads, which helped him conquer the pop charts and achieve mainstream success. His 1960 single, He'll Have to Go, which hit number 2 in the US pop chart. He scored a posthumous UK number 1 with Distant Drums in 1966. In 1999, Christina Aguilera topped the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time with Genie in a Bottle, a track off her self-titled debut. It spent 5 weeks at number 1 and reached the top position in the UK. In 1971, James Taylor scored his first number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with You've Got a Friend. The aptly titled song which was plucked from the Troubadour's third album. Mudslide Slim and Blue Horizon was written by Taylor's good friend and fellow singer Carole King, who premiered it on her 1971 album Tapestry. The recording earned Grammys for both artists, giving Taylor a win for the Best Pop Vocals, Male Performance category, and King an award for Song of the Year. In 1969, Elvis Presley played his first live show since 1961 when he appeared on stage before 2,000 people in the showroom of the newly built Las Vegas International Hotel. His month-long stint in Sin City earned him $1.5 million and played a critical role in reviving his career. Let's hop back in our magic van and find some facts for today. Today we celebrate Uncommon Instruments Day. Reminded me of the play Stomp, because they use garbage cans and stuff like that for musical instruments. And it's also Avocado Day. In 2016, the first edition of the script for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was published. In 2012, Michael Phelps broke the world record for the most medals won at the Olympics, with a total of 6 medals, 4 gold and 2 silver. He broke his previous record set in 1964 by Larissa Latiniana. In 1995, Disney bought Capital City, ABC, and ESPN for $19 billion. That was in 1995. In 1992, the country of Georgia joined the United Nations shortly after the country became independent. In 1970, the Royal Navy began rationing rum. Now known as Black Tot Day, sailors were only allowed 2 servings of rum daily, consisting of 4 parts water, 1 part rum. Lastly, Samuel Hopkins was awarded the first U.S. patent. Hopkins invented a new way to get greater yields of higher quality potash, a basic form of potassium carbonate used to make soap, glass, gunpowder, and fertilizer. It was a pretty good deal back then, and both President George Washington and Thomas Jefferson signed the patent. Time to hop in our magic van, put on our thinking caps, because it's time for trivia. Question: what year was the first email sent? Answer: 1971. Question: what's the smallest country in the world by area? Answer: the Vatican, or Vatican City. Question: how many bones does a human adult have? Answer: 206. Bonus question: what's the national animal of Scotland? Answer: the unicorn. Now, it's time to take off our thinking caps and put on our party hats, because it's time for birthdays. 1946, Gary Lewis. 1957, Daniel Ash. 1958, Bill Berry. 1963, Norman Cook. 1964, Buzz Townsend. 1978, Zach Brown. 1978, Will Champion. 1981, M. Shadows. In 1974, Lil Uzi Vert. If it was your birthday today or this weekend, happy birthday to you as well. Stay safe, have a great weekend. You can catch us here 7 days a week on WCDI with Brian the Rock Stone. And don't forget to check out Top Rope Report every Sunday and Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. Ciao. P.S. Before signing off, I wanted to let you know I apologize for my voice. I have laryngitis right now, but I'm trying to push through it. See y'all on Monday. Ciao.